Inflammation, arthritis for about 5 years. Yogesh sir, neck problem. Okay. So inflammation is quite common. I have tennis elbow pain in both my elbows. Axis, sir, since November, neck pain. What about the rest? Let's make it a little more interactive and interesting. You'll get to know some new aspects on how to come out of your health issues. Knee pain. What about the rest and how many years? Cervical and back pain. These are all common problems that we see across the globe. And there is nothing new. All humans are suffering from similar problems due to, I think, the climatic changes, the lifestyle, the food habits, everything is responsible for these aches and pains, which is coming at a far earlier age. Started from knee, now spread to hip joint, started sciatica, again, a very, very common problem. So, how many of you all think that it is important to work on the root cause and whatever therapies you've tried, nobody has even talked about the root cause of your problem? How many of you all feel so among the participants? Please write in the chat. Let's make it more and more interactive so that we get to know more and more about diseases and how you can come out of it. Disease means that your body is not at ease. So, what are the reasons? I feel it is good to cure at root, but how many of y'all have felt this, that the doctors are not really working on the root? They are just giving you medicine so that you get some temporary relief. How many of y'all feel so? Let's see how many of y'all can come up and write in the chat. Let's see the fingers going. Okay, so many of y'all agree that there has not been any working on the root cause. So I'm sure many of y'all have visited the doctor or the therapist and they have said you just have to manage your disease and take your pill lifelong. Yes or no? Yes or no? Everybody? Yes or no? Okay. So now, if I have your permission, I would like to share the screen as to how you can simply work on your breath and come out of your symptoms beautifully. How many of you all have heard about breath and how the breath works on the body to get you into reversing of diseases? How many of you all have heard so? Quick. I had this neuropathy unknowingly that I was diabetic, but I am doing Coimbatore Ayurvedic. Okay. How many of you have heard about breath and how many no experience? What about the rest? There are already 51 participants and only a few replying. So I want a few more people active on the chat. Okay, Rodora ma'am has heard about the breath. That's interesting. Not sure if it really works. Okay. So now, if I have your permission, I would like to share the screen so that you get to know more and more about how the human system works and how the breath works on your body to make you come out of your health issues. So, do I have your permission? Just 2 minutes as I share the screen. Ashtaang Chikitsa online therapy for neuro musculoskeletal problems. Namaskar, I welcome you all to the Ashtaang Chikitsa webinar. My name is Rachna Bothra and I'll be your host for today's webinar. I'm a part of an organization called Navisa Healing and Fitness Private Limited. In today's webinar, we will present to you a unique therapy for curing neuromusculoskeletal problems that you or someone in your family may be suffering from but have not yet found permanent relief despite spending a good amount of money and time on various treatments. Ashtang Chikitsa can also be used as a preventive method so that you keep your internal organs functioning at their optimum levels. Are your doctors telling you your problem cannot be cured but will only have to be managed? Organs do not regenerate. You may not have to take medicines lifelong. That is what you're going to get to know today, that you do not have to take your medicines lifelong just to manage your disease. Today is the day that you will come to know your problems certainly can be cured. Organs can definitely regenerate. Now, I'd like to introduce you all to Swami Sri Raj Vibhuji, a rare Kumbhak yogi. Swamiji has been transforming lives of thousands of people who have not found any relief even after years of using allopathic medicines. I'm sure most of you all can relate to it. He has taken people out of chronic diseases like thyroid, BP, heart, diabetes, and even life threatening diseases like cancer. Who is this webinar for? Very, very important. For people who are tired of temporary treatments and are looking for something natural and permanent. For people who want to take charge of their health in their own hands and are willing to work hard on themselves to come out of their health issues. Reversing Neuro Musculoskeletal Problems with Ashtaang Chikitsa, freedom from pain and medicine. Ashtaang Chikitsa can heal. Of course, the list is endless all across. But some of the commonest problems is knee pain, lower back pain, hip issues, pain in the leg, drop foot, spine-related issues, slip disc bulge, weak spine, spondylitis, frozen shoulder, drooping shoulder, tennis elbow, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, dislocation, neuropathy, or the nerve issue. Ashtang Chikitsa can further heal certain chronic problems like muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, TMJ disorder, varicose veins, psoriatic arthritis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, spinal stenosis, myasthenia gravis, Bell's palsy, cervical spondylosis, carpal tunnel syndrome, ataxia, Guillain-Barré syndrome, AVN, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, glaucoma, vertigo, ankylosing spondylitis. All these diseases that we just talked about are degenerative diseases, which means that the organs are becoming weak. So a long-term or permanent solution is possible if we can somehow increase the regeneration factor of the body. But no medicine can regenerate the organs, be it allopathic, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, or any other medicine. In today's webinar, you will discover the one and only method that can regenerate the internal organs. Let's hear from Swami Sri Raj Vibhuji. Please pay attention to what he has to say about the human body and the diseases because you will not find this information anywhere else. Through his knowledge, thousands of people suffering from chronic ailments have transformed their lives completely. It can change yours also. Thank you for listening to me patiently. Now I would let you know how we are going to proceed in the webinar. After this, you're going to listen to the recorded video of Swamiji, where he will be explaining how beautifully the breath works on your body. And due to not breathing properly, some problems have occurred, and it can be easily managed if your breathing pattern can be altered. After that, we will be sharing the online program details, and we will be having somebody live who has been a participant of Ashtaang Chikitsa. Lastly, we will be having Swamiji himself to take up your questions. Of course, within the limited time, as many questions as possible, we will be taking. So till then, take your virtual seats and let there be no disturbance whatsoever. It's about your body and your diseases which you need to come out from to improve your quality of life. So thank you so much once again. Namaste. Over to Anilji to share the video.
Isn't it? Smile has become rare in the world. So, what we are doing? We are doing Kumbhak Chikitsa or Kumbhak therapy. Anybody who has heard this name Kumbhak before? Have you ever heard this name Kumbhak? People into Yog Kalachara, they might have heard this word Kumbhak. But what we are presenting is a part of Ayurveda, not yoga. So it will be a little different, right? This is a part of Ayurveda. Now to introduce you to Kumbhak, are you doing Kumbhak in your daily life? So let's start from there. Anybody and everybody cannot do any function without Kumbhak. So let's understand Kumbhak first, and let's see what can Kumbhak do in your life. So anybody and everybody cannot function without doing Kumbhak. So let's do an experiment, right? We'll do an experiment. And you have put your cameras off. I don't know whom I'm speaking to. It's when people gather together, it's an opportunity to actually see faces and meet people. And you don't know tomorrow will be there or not. Can anybody guarantee? So enjoy your today. If possible, put on your cameras. Clasp your fingers. Clasp your fingers. And pull hard. Pull hard. As hard as possible. How you creating this strength of pull? Relax. How you are pulling. How you are pulling. Lot of things might be coming to your mind. Using the strength of your muscles, using your conviction, using your mind and whatnot. But you are not looking at the right point. So let's do it again. And wherever I am indicating, look there. Let's do it again. If you do the experiment, you will know what I am talking about. So everybody should participate. Pull hard. And see, the more hard you want to pull, the more you have to hold your breath. Yes or no? The more hard you want to pull, the more you have to hold your breath. Can we now push? Can we do a pushing experiment? Push hard. And see, the more hard you want to push, the more you have to hold your breath. Yes? Yes? Now pick up a point in front of you. Pick up a point in front of you. A small object or a point in front of you. And try to focus without distraction. Focus on that point. Focus on that point. Become absolutely still and focus on that point. The more focus you want to create, you'll see your breath will become shallow and it will hold up. You know, you can relax. I don't know if you had breakfast or not. You had breakfast? You had breakfast. Okay. Just remember clearly with your closed eyes. Remember clearly in detail what kind of breakfast you had in the morning. Close your eyes and try to remember in detail the colorful imagination. See, even if you have to remember, you have to hold your breath. And then your remembrance becomes better. Okay, relax. Somebody talked about dementia. What is your problem? Why you are not able to remember? Because you are not able to hold your breath. Now if you have to balance yourself, stand on one leg, or somebody is pushing you. You want to stay on the ground. You want to hold the ground. What do? What do? Somebody wants to push you and you want to hold the ground. What do? You hold your breath. Yes. You want to stand on one leg. Create a balance. How do you create a balance? You hold your breath. Right? How do you dance? How do you sing? How do you walk? You hold your breath in variable proportion behind. Don't notice it. You don't notice it. You hold your breath in variable proportion behind. Walking, jogging, yoga, Zumba, aerobics, whatever you do, household chore, whatever you do, even you have to get up from the chair. What did you do? You held your breath for a short time, isn't it? Can you do any action without holding your breath behind? You can't. The only thing is you are not noticing it. You are not noticing it. So action in life happens because of Kumbhak, the breath hold that you did in variable proportion at variable point of time, in variable mode, sitting, standing, lying down. What you are doing? You are holding your breath, or you are doing Kumbhaka. You are doing Kumbhak to do an action. Now in all your problems, in neuro musculoskeletal problems, what is the basic issue that you have? It is inability to do action properly. Yes or no? Any kind of neuro musculoskeletal problem, what is the basic issue that you are suffering from? You are not able to do action properly. When you do action, either you feel pain, or you do not have that kind of strength, or you do not have hold over your limbs. Yes? So let's understand the basic problem. Only if we understand the basic problem and we connect it with something which is practical, you can come out of the problem. Otherwise, in the last 100 years, tell me one person who has come out of arthritis by taking medicine. One person who has come out of rheumatoid by taking medicine. One person who has come out of Parkinson, dementia, and so on and so forth, osteoporosis, by taking any kind of medicine. We do not have even a single proof in the last 100 years that we have come out of these problems by taking medicine. And I am talking about chemical medicine, allopathic medicine. Now one more commonsensical question. Would you put diesel into a petrol engine or a petrol vehicle? No? Not, never? Never. So, tell me, was your body designed for a chemical intake? Your body was not designed for chemical intake. For the vehicle, you use your common sense. For human, your body, where does this common sense go? If your body is not designed for chemical intake, your body is not going to become better or healthier by chemical intakes. So where is the proof? All these disease Are they increasing in the world or decreasing in the world? It's all increasing. All the chronic disease are increasing in the world. Is there a single diabetic patient who has come out of diabetes by taking medicine in the last 100 years? One blood pressure heart disease patient? Do you know blood pressure and heart disease has become the number one cause of death? Thyroid patient? Have we been able to cure any thyroid patient? Autoimmune disorder patient? Cancer is increasing at the rate of 12% every year. Arthritis, rheumatoid, and you listen to all those problems. Neuro Musculoskeletal Problems. Even a single patient hasn't been able to come out of these problems by taking chemical medicine. In fact, the data says these all problems are rampantly increasing in the world. So it is high time that we look in some other direction. We think out of the box. With a different kind of a false narrative, you are not going to become better. You start with one medicine, and how many medicines you have come up to? Now, if we understand this body, we can understand how we can reverse our problems. The whole purpose is to reverse these problems. So one example, the core key of how to reverse your problem, I have given it through an experiment. So whenever you make effort, you use Kumbhak. Now effort happens with your neuro musculoskeletal system. You use your breath hold to integrate your neuro musculoskeletal system to make an effort. Right? So if your neuromusculoskeletal system do not get the proper regeneration and degeneration, you will not be able to make right effort or proper effort. What I am talking about is regeneration in the body, new tissues forming, and degeneration of the body, old tissues going out of the body. This is a continuous process that is happening in the body. So let's see, is this regeneration and degeneration, the balance of this has deviated in the world? So what is your knee problem? What is your knee problem? The regeneration of cartilages are not happening. Myelitis, or what you call as myopathy, muscle loss, muscle weakness, what is that? The regeneration is not happening properly. The arthritis factor also happens because of lot of toxins at the joint. The degeneration is not happening properly. Toxins are not getting removed from the body properly. So this regeneration and degeneration is something that we have to get into balance. How many people you see are overweight or underweight in today's world? This problem is huge in the world, isn't it? Either the people are overweight or underweight. To maintain the right weight balance has become difficult in the world. Yes, isn't it? Yes. What is the basic problem? It is the imbalance of regeneration and degeneration. In Ayurveda, the rate of regeneration and degeneration is called as Vata. There is a word for it in Ayurveda. The rate of regeneration and degeneration is called as Vata. The energy of regeneration and degeneration is called as Pitta. And the material management in regeneration and degeneration is called as Kapha. So Ayurveda says, if there is a deviation of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, you will get into Neuro Musculoskeletal Problem. I am generalizing it. Any kind of neuromusculoskeletal problem comes under what I am describing. So, I will describe it in another way also. But let's first talk about regeneration and degeneration. Now, this regeneration and degeneration depends upon what? It depends upon your body's ability to utilize food. What you term as metabolism. Your body's ability to utilize food. The food that you eat, the body should be able to utilize it to create new tissues, to create muscles, to create bone density, to create nervous system or nerves. Now this metabolism has gone weak in the world. What is the proof? Do you know neuromusculoskeletal problem is a metabolic disorder? Do you know diabetes is metabolic disorder? Do you know heart disease is metabolic disorder? Thyroid is metabolic disorder. Cancer is metabolic disorder. Any kind of chronic disease has a metabolic disorder in its core. Even your immune system disorder, autoimmune disease and other immune disorder, metabolism is a precursor to any immune system disorder. And they work inversely proportional. If your immunity is high, your metabolism will come down. Your immunity will go high when your body will get into some kind of risk. Do you think when you put a chemical inside the body gets into risk? Your body is not designed for chemical intake. When you put a chemical medicine into your body, the body gets into risk. It enhances, increases the immune system and downplays the metabolic system. All metabolic disorder is increasing in the world because of chemical medicine intake increasing rampantly in the world. One major factor of why you have got into neuromusculoskeletal problem is from childhood you are taking in chemicals or pushing chemicals inside the body. In the name of vaccination, in the name of doing something good to your body, you are actually doing a criminal act with the body. And obviously, the health quotient of the world cannot increase because of your destruction or destructive activity on your own body. I'll give you one example. All of you must have some quantity of medicine at home. Everybody has paracetamol, yes or no? You have paracetamol or some kind of painkiller in your home, in your first aid box, right? Now what does, I'm just trying to make you understand. It is very important that you get it right. If you understand the whole thing clearly, then only you will be able to take a right decision towards correcting your system, isn't it? What you do in your life is your freedom, but you must get it clear in your head first. So there are two kinds of painkillers. One is called as steroids. The other category is called as NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Your paracetamol, nimesulide, there are many, ibuprofen, aceclofenac, diclofenac, all these comes under NSAID. Now they do this pain relieving activity by inhibiting a biocomplex called prostaglandin. Prostaglandin inhibitors. They are called as prostaglandin inhibitors. Now prostaglandin, what it does? Prostaglandin activates the regenerative factor in your body. When you are taking a painkiller, you are saying, I don't want new tissues in my body. When you are taking a painkiller or you are trying to put down your fever, you basically are saying, I don't want regeneration in my body. So what will you get? When you take paracetamol, what will you get in the life? Arthritis, rheumatoid, myasthenia gravis, dementia, tendinitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, and so on and so forth. Because these are all degenerative disease. What will your body do if it has to kill a virus within itself? Everybody of you must have gone through some kind of cold and cough, viral flu or corona. In your life, you must have gone through all these cold and cough, viral flu, some kind of a viral infection. What happens when you get cold and cough? What happens first in your body? The body raises the temperature, what you call as fever. The body raises the temperature. By increasing the temperature by 5 degrees, the virus will get killed. But the moment body raises temperature, what do? Paracetamol. You are saying, I don't want you to kill the virus. So you want to treat yourself by taking medicine. If you don't take medicine, the viral will go off in 3 to 5 days. But if you take medicine, it will go off in a week to 15 days. But we are intelligent people, you know. We want to give credit to some medicine. So a week and 15 days is okay. Because if you would not have taken the medicine, you would have been treated in 3. You would have become well in 3 to 5 days. But we are intelligent people and we have to give credit to the recovery to some medicine. We choose a longer path. Okay, we'll become fine in 10 to 15 days, so we take medicine. Despite of your taking chemical intake, you are still living and breathing. Just pat your back, appreciate your body at least. With so much of torture, you are still living. This body is such a resilient entity. You have tried to kill it in every possible way, still it is living. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. You are trying to stop or activate every function within yourself, within the body. The body knows how to survive, how to do action. Are you doing the heart activity inside the body, your own body? Are you doing it? Are you conducting it? Are you conducting any function inside the body? Doing the heartbeat? You are not doing it. You don't know how it is happening. Liver function, are you doing it? Kidney function? Neuro function? No, you are not doing it. But you feel it is my right to stop any function inside the body or deviate any function inside the body. You take in a chemical. These chemicals are called agonist or antagonist. They either stop a function or deviate a function. So we have tried to kill this body in every possible way. If it is still surviving, it's a miracle. It's a miracle, isn't it? You must at least appreciate the sturdiness, the robustness of this mechanism, which is human body. Okay, so I just gave you a hint of what we are doing. Don't go on narrative. You all are intelligent species. Use your wisdom rather your information or education. Please use your wisdom. You are all intelligent people. Don't always agree to what somebody says. There is a wisdom of life there which is alive in you. If you think from that wisdom, you can see this very clearly. So, Vata Pitta Kapha. Now I'll talk about Vata Pitta Kapha in a way where we can actually correct it. So the whole system or any living entity functions on 3 factors, which is Vata Pitta Kapha. Of course, I described it in a different manner. Now I am describing it in a different manner. First, the most powerful aspect which is needed inside your body is pressure. Pressure. Because action always happens in pressure gradient. So even if the cloud has to pour somewhere, you have read this rain cycle. From the sea, the water has to rise and become cloud. Then the cloud moves from high pressure to low pressure zone and pours down there. So even the cloud movement happens in a pressure gradient. From lower down in a tree, the tree has to pump water and mineral and all the food up. That happens in a pressure gradient from a high pressure to a lower pressure zone. In your body, food moves into your cells and out of your cells in a pressure gradient. You have to create a osmotic pressure. Your body has to create an osmotic pressure of the tissues and cells for proper intake and exchange of materials and gases and water. So your body functions in the right kind of a pressure ecosystem or architecture. If this pressure architecture goes down, your organs will not function properly. The absorption will not happen properly. Metabolism will not happen properly. Exchange of water, gases, and nutrients will not happen properly. The right kind of pressure has to be generated in the body. Now I'm giving you one more example and proof to understand this. Just imagine your grandfather, grandmother. Just imagine your grandfather, grandmother. If you compare your grandfather and grandmother with yourself and think of the same age line, at the same age, what is the difference between them and you? One common difference. You can say they were not into these many problems. Yes, but what is that factor because of which they were not into all these chronic disease? They could make more effort with their body. You can't make that much of an effort with your body in comparison. They could do lot of things at a particular age with their body, make lot of effort. At the same age, you are not that efficient comparatively, isn't it? What we have lost through the ages, we have lost the capacity of effort making, of making effort. Our capacity of making effort is less than their capacity. So what you have lost fundamentally, if you have lost effort making ability, you have lost the capacity to hold your breath, because you make effort by holding your breath. Yes or no? Are you getting it? Are you with me? We have done an experiment. If somebody has joined later, they can watch the webinar again, because it is very important that you understand things. Only then your life will become better. It will not become better with ideas and narratives. So what you have lost in 2 generations, the ability to make effort with your body. That means you have lost the ability to hold your breath. Do you want to improve your life or not? Do you want to improve your effort making ability or not? Do you need a Kumbhak practice or not? Let me tell you, this is the only way through which your life experience, the quality of life will improve. There is no other way. If you think some medicine can improve your life, you are daydreaming. It will never happen. You must increase the body's ability to make effort. Now, what is metabolism? What is metabolism? The body's ability to utilize food. Now, take an example from your life's experience. You know, in your life, whenever you did lot of activity, that day you get lot of hunger. You become more hungry, isn't it? The more you become hungry, the more the body utilizes food. So with lot of effort in your young days, whenever you did lot of effort, lot of work, you became more hungry that day, you ate more food and your body utilized more food. How did you do that activity? Whatever activity that you did, by holding your breath in variable proportion. When you did Kumbhak, your body's ability to utilize food and your hunger increased. So Kumbhak increases metabolism. And we have lot of proof of that. There are thousands of people who have done Kumbhak and they have improved their metabolism. Their regeneration capacity has increased. People with lot of degenerative disease, they have come out of those diseases. People have come out of degenerative neuro disease also. Paralysis. People have come out of paralysis. Drop foot, myasthenia gravis, lockjaw, frozen shoulder. And we always say, even in the case of Parkinson, there is only one way in which you can improve your condition, and that is by doing Kumbhak. So first thing first, your metabolism has to improve. The moment your metabolism improves, the autoimmune factor of the body balances out. So whenever you take a pill or take some food which is deviated, genetically modified, hybrid, processed, inorganic, your body gets into risk. So it increases the immune quotient, the immune factor, the metabolism goes down. Whenever you take medicine, the immunity increases, metabolism goes down. We have deviated the environment also. Even with your breath, when you are breathing, your immune factor is trying to push up and your metabolism trying to go down. No doubt, all the metabolic diseases are on rise. They are becoming epidemic. So first thing first, you have to increase your metabolism. And that will happen with Kumbhak. With Kumbhak, you can increase your metabolism and you'll see the moment you increase your metabolism, the autoimmune factor which is there inside the body, it goes down. It balances out itself. So even rheumatoid arthritis or any kind, Hashimoto or any kind of autoimmune syndrome in the body, it gets balanced out. It can become, you can reverse those things. By taking in steroid, you will get into more and more problem. You should only take chemicals in a very emergency situation and for a short period of time. You should only take medicine when the condition is at a very high risk, and that too you should take it for a short period of time. Then you should ideally work upon the body in such a manner that your body's recovery strength, regenerative strength, metabolic strength, immunity, hormonal balance, detox strength, they improve. And the body should be able to take care by itself because your body is designed for it. It can take care of anything by itself, but that strength has become very weak. So by Kumbhak we can increase all those strengths. So you should be working upon the body. If you start doing Kumbhak, you should work upon the body for at least 6 months. For 3 months continuously if you work, you can reduce 50% of your chemical medicine and take some alternative natural medicine. After 6 months, you decrease that 50% of chemical also to null. 100% of what medication you should be taking has to be natural, without any side effect, those kind of medication. Herbal. After 1 year, no medication at all, because your body is designed to take care of itself. You don't have the recovery strength. That's what we will increase through Kumbhak. Now, you can't change the environment. The second factor. I'll talk about 3 factors and then we'll go towards the question answer session. We'll tell you a little about the course. So the second factor. With every chemical, you get a side effect. You get an adverse drug reaction in the body. Right? Now, it doesn't happen with just chemical intake. It happens with the deviated food intake also. It happens with the deviated environment also. Now, you can't change the environment overnight. You should start changing the environment today. It will take 200 years. So what you should build is your tolerance toward a deviated environment. To build a tolerance toward a deviated food. To build a tolerance towards the adverse drug reaction. If you are tolerant enough, you will get less damage in the body. You can reduce the damage. You can reduce the adverse drug reaction. You can reduce the impact, the side effect of those things, isn't it? So how do you tolerate things? Now suppose you lift a 10 kg weight. You lift a 10 kg weight. How do you lift it up? How do you tolerate it? You hold your breath, isn't it? Can you lift any weight without holding your breath? No. The more weight you have to lift up, you'll have to hold your breath more. So you tolerate things by holding your breath. Suppose you have to now lift 20 kg weight. So you have to hold your breath even more, isn't it? How do you tolerate weight? 10 kg weight? By holding your breath in a certain proportion. Now if you have to lift 20 kg weight, you will have to hold your breath even more. Are you practicing it? No, you are not practicing it. You are not doing Kumbhak. So how will you ensure that you do the risk in your life, the future risk gets reduced in your life? How can you ensure then? If you do not improve the tolerance of this body. By taking medicine, you will land up in a hospital one day. That is for sure. And the organ damage will happen one after another. You have to ensure that you tolerate the wrongs, the side effects of whatever we are consuming at this point of time. Not only consumption, but the environment also. So if you have more tolerance, you will be saved. Otherwise, there is no chance. Right? Second part, I have told you. Tolerance. That's how your future risk and the tolerance to all the wrongdoings will increase. You will get less damage. Okay. So, metabolism you have to improve. Kumbhak will improve. Tolerance you have to build. That Kumbhak will do. Third thing. What is the greatest weakness in your body which has created all the damage? Do you know it? You actually don't know. What all your diagnostics do is basically measure the symptom that is happening. But why the damage happened inside the body, nobody can actually scan it, diagnose it, do any test of it. The diagnostic system, the current diagnostic system cannot even tell you 1% of the total things that is happening inside the body. So it is insufficient. We have to do some other kind of diagnosis which can tell us the root weakness in the system and work upon it for a faster result. So that is why we do the world's only Prana Shakti diagnosis, which actually diagnoses the weakness in the functional capacity of human body, a particular functional capacity. So we tell you to do a little experiment with your breath, with a little experiment with your body and emotions, and fill up the form. Those results actually help us to come to a conclusion of what functional aspect of your body has become weak, because of which you have got into a particular problem, and then the other problem also came along. That is what we take as a basis to customize your module. We teach you a generic module. All of you will be taught a generic or the same kind of a Kumbhak module, and after diagnosis we'll customize it as per your body. So everybody's Kumbhak module gets customized according to the problem the person is facing, because all of you don't have the same problem, isn't it? You have all different problems, and it has progressed into multiple issues also, but something might have started first. So we do a diagnosis, a different non-invasive world's only Prana Shakti diagnosis, which actually tells us the functional weakness of your body. Right? We don't test ingredients. We don't test levels. We test the functional weakness of your body. And we customize the module according to that, so that you get a faster and a better result. So pressure I talked about is one thing through which you do action. The temperature of your body also has an ability to treat you or and keep you in a better health. That is called as Pitta. Pressure and temperature actually does the material management of your body. So pressure is called as Vata. Pressure also generates or regulates the temperature of your body. So it is called as Pitta, the temperature factor. And the third factor is Kapha, which is basically material management, which happens because of pressure and temperature. So this is Vata, Pitta, Kapha. The most powerful way to correct Vata, Pitta, Kapha is regulating the pressure. You can regulate the pressure by breath hold only. There is no other way. So we control the Vata. The Vata is controlled by pressure. The pressure also regulates the Pitta, temperature of your body. So Vata, Pitta gets controlled. Vata, Pitta together controls the material management, the Kapha factor in your body. The regeneration, degeneration thereby gets into balance. Right? So just by two factors, regeneration and degeneration, I have explained how it can be corrected and what are you doing to correct it, what is the right approach, what you are doing, how it is a wrong approach. You can take a proof of evidence of the numbers, the data of people into disease and how much it is increasing day by day. From there you can have the evidence of what I am saying, and you also know it through your own experience. So the experiments that we did, it's all into your experience. So we have to look at the health of humanity from a completely different perspective to actually reverse it, come to a state of health and happiness. Right? I'll stop here.
Thank you so much for listening to Swamiji's video. Now, I would like to request Niti ma'am to please share her experience of Ashtang Chikitsa. So, Niti ma'am, briefly, if you could let us know what was your condition before you joined the program, and what were the doubts in your mind, and how it all, eased out all your pains, inflammations, etc. So, over to you, Niti ma'am.
Thank you, Rachna ma'am.
Niti ma'am, please, yes, you're unmuted now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm a very happy person who has been associated with Avisa. And it was a very difficult situation where I joined Avisa. I'm 65 years old today, and my health was not doing well. People would, if one says health is not well, then they would immediately ask, do you have blood pressure? I would say no. Do you have sugar? I would say no. Do you have thyroid? I would say no. So all the problems that generally people talk about, I did not have them, but still I was having health issues. I had pain in my body all over, my neck, my cervical area, all my joints, to my small joints, my knees, my lower back, my legs. So it was a very long time that I was having all these pains. And I don't believe in allopathy. I was not taking any medications. So it's still more interesting that just, all the wonderful things that Swamiji talks about that have taken away our natural good health. So it was very good to listen to him. And I said, this is exactly what I want. He's talking about internally healing my body. And I had just faced an accident. So I asked Anil ji, can I join this course? I want to join it, but I've just come out of an accident and there are cracks in my ribs and there's swelling in a lot of different parts of my body. And he said, yes, this process will release all the swelling inside because of which you are in pain, including the pain that you are having because of the accident. So I immediately enrolled and I did the course. And because I did the course at a very difficult time in my life, I was not able to do it completely, but I was completely in mind and in thought ready for this whole thing. And so I was not able to do it very well initially. So I repeated the course after a year. And now I benefited right from the beginning. But now after having repeated the course, because I realized that I am not doing it well. And I need to be, relearning it again with a fresh mind. So I relearned it again and corrected myself. And now I'm getting very good results. My body pains have gone down drastically. All my joint pains have reduced. And like just now, Swamiji was talking about, my appetite is better, my sleep is better, my overall feeling good about my own body. I think this is something I was waiting for years, feeling good about myself, feeling, experiencing a body without pains. So it's not completely healed. And that is also one reason why I joined it, because they don't give any false hopes. It is very clear that the worse your body condition, it will take a little longer. So I am patient and I have healed more than 60%. And I'm sure, confident, because it's my experience that my body is healed. So I know that things will change and I will get better and more confident. And I pray and wish that maximum people get to know about this process and use this process, learn this process, and have the patience, because that's the reality. Our body will heal, but it will take time. depending on how bad a condition it is in when you are joining it. So thank you very much, the whole of Avisa team and Swamiji, for doing the
Thank you.
miracle in my
Thank
life.
you so much, Neeti ma'am, for sharing your journey of Ashtaang Chikitsa. Now, I would like to request Sapna ma'am to please share her journey of Ashtaang Chikitsa. Sapna ma'am. Sapna's iPhone, ma'am, if you could switch on your camera, please. Sapna ma'am, I think
She's been locked out.
okay. Okay, she's being logged out, I think, yes.
She's joined now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am, for joining us today
Yeah,
evening. So,
yeah.
if
Good
you
evening,
could
ma'am.
share very, very briefly, what was your condition before you joined the program? What were the doubts in your mind? And what was the relief, and how many weeks you started getting relief from your pains and aches?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Namaste to everyone. Uh,
Namaste.
I have joined, I'm from the batch B165. And when I joined this batch, actually, the reason behind joining was my knee pain was acute. First, it was the left knee, and then both the knees were giving up. And while sitting down, I used to feel a lot of pain. And that is the time when I actually started searching, scrolling the Facebook, and I came across Avisa. And first, I was hesitant, but then I attended your webinar, and Swamiji, I saw the Swamiji's video interview, and that is when I joined this course. But I would like to give my background also. Since I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2014, I had numerous problems from that time till I joined this course. I had lots of medications also. And though I joined this course because of my knee pain, but actually I was totally, my body was like talking, sitting, standing, sleeping, painful body. So the day I joined, first few days, I found there was certain changes in my body because the pains in my body that time, I would feel that while sleeping also the pain had gone off. That was the first big change. So when out of 5 points, one of them is fulfilled, you feel more confident, and then you start thinking that, of course, this course is really beneficial. And the first thing that I felt that Swamiji has made such a compact course, which has really helped me in first few days itself. And the second point is I started doing it, and Nina ji, she was my mentor, and really she used to motivate us. So I used to do it in the morning, and once you do it the whole day, you are so energetic. So that was the second thing which I noticed, that the whole day used to go off very energetic. That was the second change we felt. Rather, in our group, some of them used to ask that we can do it second time in the evening also now, but we couldn't. And thirdly, I used to travel a lot during those 3 months. I have traveled a lot. And being MS patient, usually we have this nerve problem and our muscles are weak. So our legs are usually weak, and legs are very restless also. जैसे we taught say in Hindi that झटके देता था, तो it would give anytime you'd find that झटके देता. So for that I used to take a medication named as Fempira. I was very regular, 7 days a week, every time. Without that, it wouldn't work. But in 1 or 2 weeks, I found that I never used to eat those medication. And till date now, I have never touched that medication. Even while traveling, I used to fear कि maybe I'll need, even though I sit in the premium or whatever class. But I didn't eat that medication. So that is where I felt that something, of course, is happening inside our body. I don't know what was happening, how it was, all the kriyas I was, maybe I felt that I was doing something right only, that something good is happening inside my body. And it is quite beneficial. If I would say that it takes time, but every body is complex. So some may heal faster, some may not. But it is, everybody should join this course. You should try it. It is going to be beneficial for you. And even Swamiji's Kamar Band, I would like to add to it, that has also helped me. I wear it every day, but during traveling days, it was really a blessing for me. So overall, I would say that this course, Kumbhak therapy is beneficial. Some energy inside our body while we do it itself, that energy, we only use that energy and we are healing our body. So I would request everyone to join this. And today, I mean, lately I have not told my mentor, but new development has come that my knees, which were paining, even while doing some of the kriyas, we need to use our knees. And previously it used to pain. But now, 3, 4 months back, I'm seeing that there's no pain in the knee. That is another one, another improvement. And while sitting down, also, my knees don't pain. Of course, there have been ups and downs. I would not say that everything is perfect. It's going on process, but I'm doing it regularly, and it helps you. So I think I would request everyone to go for it. All the best to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sapna ma'am,
ma'am.
for sharing your journey. Over to Anil ji to please share the program details with our participants.
Thank you, Rachna ji. Just give me a second and I'll share my screen. Okay. So let us know about the Ashtaang Chikitsa online program details now, as a lot of you must be waiting for these. First, First things first, this is a guided program which is conducted online by trained Kumbhak mentors. Just like you are attending this webinar on the Zoom app, in the same way the classes will be conducted. As Swamiji mentioned in the program, in the video also, there are 3 modules in the program, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Duration of each module is 21 days or 3 weeks. So 3 weeks into 3 modules makes it a 9-week program. Then you see that there's 1 week extra, 9 plus 1 week. So it's become 10 weeks. Why 1 week has been added? That we'll also talk about. Over these 9 weeks period, there'll be a total of 18 classes, which means 2 live classes per week will be happening for 9 weeks. Out of these 2 classes, one is called the main class and the second one is called the practice class. What is the difference between the two? That we'll also talk about shortly. What are the next steps? You pay the program fee, and there's a special group fee that we announce in a live webinar, which we'll do for all of you also. After that, you'll be filling up a participant onboarding form so that we can create login credential for course access. These are login credentials where after logging in, you'll be able to see all the previous recordings of the classes. And then you'll be starting your classes with module 1. After completing module 1, you'll go to the next module, module 2, and after that, you'll go to the last module, which is the Kapha module. One by one, all 3 modules have to be completed. Let's talk about the number of classes. Every module has 6 classes. And since there are 3 modules, so 6 into 3 makes it a total of 18 classes. But there's one extra customization class also. What is customization? That also will come to know shortly. So total there'll be 18 plus 1, 19 classes. So what are the class start dates? Classes are starting on 16 September, Tuesday at 7 p.m. UAE time. What is the class experience like? As you must have understood by now, these are live sessions and mentors will watch you on the camera. So it will be compulsory to switch on your cameras during the classes. Our team members in the back end, they zoom each and every participant to see how you are practicing or how you are doing your Kumbhak Kriyas. And if required, they'll be correcting you there and then. Then you'll be getting written instructions in English and Hindi, which you can even download and take a print also. Session recordings will be provided. These are the recording of the live classes. We'll talk about all of these in great detail. There'll be a lot of extra things like mental practices will be there. You'll get a unique diet perspective. Mind you, this is not a diet plan. There are no diet plans given during this therapy, and there are no dietary restrictions at all, which means you can continue having the kind of food that you are used to eating. Now, a lot of people consume non-vegetarian food. So, during a lot of natural therapies, they're asked to stop that. But in this therapy, you do not have to stop any kind of food. You'll get a video from Swamiji in which he talks about the basics of food, how to use food in a way that it supports the body and not harm it. That's what the diet or food perspective is, not a diet plan. Then there'll be simple detox processes and a lot of knowledge will be shared during these 9 weeks that will be with us. And before I share more details, it's very important to know who this program is not for or who all will not be able to do this program. This program is not for people who are looking for a magic pill and want results tomorrow only. So, as our previous participants, Sapna ji and Niti ji, they already shared that it takes time. So it's not a some kind of a magic pill. No pills are given, no medicines are given in this. And this is not for those who are not ready to work on their body. Because every day you'll be required to invest 45 to 60 minutes to do your daily practices. If you do not have this kind of a time, then you won't be able to take advantage of this amazing therapy. And this is not for those who are impatient, because this is similar to the first point only. Since we are talking about a long-term solution or a permanent kind of a solution, so if you keep patience, then you'll be able to benefit from this. And if not, then you won't be. And it's not for those who look for free treatment or just some tips. A lot of people attend a lot of webinars just to pick up some tips. But you must have noticed Swamiji didn't give any tips in his video, and neither are we going to give any tips. Because any kind of a permanent or a long-term solution does not happen through tips. Had that been the case, you would have already solved your problem, because there are thousands of videos online on YouTube and other places. Any kind of a tip may give you a temporary relief, but not a permanent or a long-term solution. So the body has to be looked at from a different angle. A different approach has to be taken, because all the approaches that you must have tried in the past, they didn't work so well. So that's the point here. And let's talk about what all you get in the program. Prana Shakti diagnosis for root cause determination. This is the magic of this therapy. Because through this diagnosis, Swamiji is able to determine the weak functional strengths in your body. And like Swamiji told in the video also, we don't take levels, we don't take any kind of readings. And this is a unique diagnosis, one of its kind on the whole planet, because it's a non-medical diagnosis. And second, it's an online diagnosis. Now, what is an online diagnosis and what is a non-medical diagnosis? Let me explain. You'll get a link to a form and you'll be asked to do some experiments on your breath and emotions and note the observations in this form. Second, you'll be writing about all your health issues in this form in the order that they occurred in. And third, you'll be asked to upload a selfie photograph, shoulder and above, in which the face should show very clearly, but there have to be no specs on the eyes, and in case of ladies, no makeup also. When these three things reach Swamiji, he is able to determine the weak functional strengths in their body due to which you have landed in your current health issues. This is Prana Shakti diagnosis. Then weekly there'll be one main class of 45 to 60 minutes and a weekly practice class of 45 to 60 minutes. Now, what is the difference between the two? Let's talk about the main class. In the main class, many things happen. First, the mentors will demonstrate how a Kumbhak Kriya is to be done. Second, in some of the classes, Swamiji's videos may be played for deepening your knowledge about Kumbhak. And in the end, when there'll be little time left, you'll be practicing whatever was demonstrated by the instructors or by your mentors. And in the practice class, as the name says, it will be complete practice only. And you'll be corrected because our mentor and the supporting team, they'll be watching each and every participant on camera. So they'll be correcting you there and then. This is how the practice class is conducted. Now you'll get access to recordings of these live classes for 3 months. During the duration of the program, which is 9 weeks or 2.5 months, after the program is over, you will have access to the recording 3 months after that. So overall, 5.5 months, you'll have all these recordings with you so that you can play again and again and to see exactly how a Kriya or Kumbhak practice is to be done. And then videos of all Kriyas done in the class will also be given. These will be short videos of each Kumbhak practice. So you don't have to watch the whole 60 minutes of class recording just to see how a Kumbhak Kriya was demonstrated. You just watch that video, that short video, and you're done. You'll also get written instructions in English and Hindi, which can be downloaded and printed also. And these will come very handy when you're traveling or when the internet is low, because that time the videos may not play properly. If you have the instructions with you in the written form, either on your device or in the written form, printed form, then you'll be able to do your practices without missing any day. Then private WhatsApp group to ask your doubts and questions. This is the most important part of the support system that we provide. Like I told you, there'll be 2 live classes per week for 9 weeks. The remaining days, you'll be required to practice on your own. And while practicing on your own, if you have any doubt, any questions, this is the place to ask them in. Our mentors are there in these groups. They'll be answering all your questions, they'll be clarifying all your doubts, and they'll be guiding you in a step-by-step manner on a daily basis. Then individual participant progress tracking and feedback is taken after every module. Like you already know that there are 3 modules in the program. Through this tracking or feedback form, we come to know how much of a progress every participant is making. And if somebody is not making any progress, we try to find out the reason. We try to find out if you are doing the practices as instructed or not, as correctly or not. We try to find out if you're practicing on a regular basis or not, because these are the 2 main things on which the benefits will depend. How correctly you are doing and how regularly you are doing. Then therapy customization for each participant in the 10th week. Please pay attention to this point because this is linked to the first point. Do you remember the first point? Pran Shakti diagnosis for root cause determination. Now, based on your Pran Shakti diagnosis, Swamiji will customize each participant's therapy in the 10th week. Now, a question arises, if the diagnosis was done in the first week, why customization happens in the 10th week? There's a reason behind it. All these customized practices are really powerful. And if given in the first week only, your body will not be able to bear the impact of these powerful practices. And in these 9 weeks, the body is first prepared. Since we're talking about neuro musculoskeletal problems, which means the organ weakness is already there. So once the organ starts gaining enough strength, and then in the 10th week, when these customized practices are given, you'll be able to practice without any problem and you'll be able to get the maximum benefit out of these customized practices for each and every participant. That's the reason it's given in the 10th week. Then specially recorded audio instructions will be given to you, which you can just listen to and do your daily practices. A lot of people like this method because they don't have to watch, because when you play and watch and do, it takes a lot of time. But if you just play the audio instructions on your device, either on your mobile or your laptop, you just start practicing along with the instruction. It looks as if you are practicing with the instructor sitting beside you. It saves a lot of time. Now, there are a lot of program reviews and testimonials online, which you can later on go and watch also, because Most of you must be hearing about Kumbhak therapy for the first time. So it's very natural to feel skeptical about it, to not trust it so much. So that's okay. That's fine. If you type Avisa Healing and Fitness Private Limited on Google, you'll go to our Google review page, and there are till date, I checked at 5 p.m. today, 260 Google reviews, and just notice the average start rating. It's 4.08, which is considered very, very high. And once you go to the reviews, you'll find there's a lot of long reviews that people have written. And once they get real benefit, then only it's possible to write such kind of a review. You'll go and see and what people are writing about it so that you get some confidence. And then if you go to YouTube and type Avisa Healing, AVISA space healing, you'll see a logo, green color logo like this. This is a YouTube channel. You go there, click on playlist, and then click on Ashtaang Chikitsa testimonials. You will be able to see more than 545 testimonials, 546 to be exact. And you just name any disease, any about which you want to see the testimonial, and there are high chances that you will be able to see or listen to somebody who got great benefits in that condition. So just go and have a look there. Just wanted to share. And for your information, only 10% of the participants give their testimonial because most of them do not want to talk about their health issues publicly. Even if they've got great results, only 10% people are ready to give testimonials. So, which means there are thousands and thousands of people who are getting great benefits out of this. So, what's the course fees? There are two arrangements here. The option one is for one-on-one personal classes. Option two is for group classes. In one-on-one classes, there'll be one participant and one instructor dedicated for you only. The fee is INR 60,000, which can be paid in two installments, 30,000 plus 30,000. And if you pay in a single shot, it is 50,000 only. Now, for group classes, because there'll be multiple people in this group, there'll be about 20 to 25 people in a group class. So the fees is 21,000 only. And since I promised you in the beginning only, there's a special fee that will be announcing for people who are attending it live. So the fees is just INR 15,000. And if we convert into Gulf countries' currencies, in UAE dirham, it's 631, Kuwaiti dinar, it's 53, Qatari riyal, it's 627, Omani riyal is 66, Bahraini dinar is 65. We'll share all these details in the chat and in the WhatsApp group also. Let's recap what all you get in the program. Number one, Pran Shakti diagnosis for root cause determination. Weekly, there'll be one main class of 45 to 60 minutes. Weekly, one practice class. Access to recordings for 6 months. Videos of all kriyas done in the class. Written instructions in English and Hindi. Private WhatsApp group to ask your doubts and questions in. Individual participant progress tracking and feedback after every module. Therapy customization in the 10th week and audio instructions. How to enroll? It's a 5-step process. You pay the program fee, then post the receipt in the WhatsApp group. Neha from our team, she will confirm your payment and then she will send you the participant onboarding form on your personal chat. She will also send you the class group join link. This is the same group where you get daily support. And step 5 is to start attending classes to learn Ashtaang Chikitsa. Simple 5-step process is there. These are the payment methods. Since you'll be paying internationally, so you can use credit card, PayPal, Wise.com. A lot of people staying in Gulf country, they have an Indian account also, so you can use a net banking, GPay, and all the other methods also. And we have a world-class support team, which will make sure that you do these programs successfully and get benefits out of it, real good benefit. We have Rachna Shiva Bothra, she is the program director and the host of this webinar. Shalini Bhagwati is the class manager. Neha Upadhyay is the enrollment in charge. Manager IT is Ashwini Kumar. Mentors, we have Ranjana, Soni, Aruna, Neena, Meera, Shushma, Manvi, Anjali, Ganga, Arijit, and Vivek. In technical, we have Sheetal. Sheetal is the person who will help you if you face anything, any problem with technology. Like if you're not able to log into your post dashboard, if your videos are not playing, and for such issues, she'll be the person who will help you out. Then in personal support, we have Anita, Kavita, and Mehak. They call each and every participant on WhatsApp to find out how your progress is going on and if you're facing any problem or not. So if somebody is facing any kind of a problem, they give a very fast solution. And then WhatsApp admin Anilja, that's me. I along with Ratnaji and Neha will be answering your questions after this webinar in the WhatsApp group. And now here are two super bonuses for fast action takers. Interested? Let's see. If you enroll by 12 midnight today, which is 12 September 2025, you get 12 months of access to class recordings instead of the 3 months. This is bonus number one. And bonus number two is really mind boggling, unbelievable. You also get 12 months of live Zoom consultations. 12 months of live Zoom consultations after the program is over. I don't know if you can realize the value of this or not, but I'll explain in detail. What does 12 months of live Zoom consultations mean? It means 48 live Zoom support sessions over a period of 12 months, which means 4 sessions a month. And it means ongoing mentorship and accountability for 12 full months after the program ends, which also means you get expert guidance, answers, clarity week after week, week after week. And this we are talking about after the program is over, right? So how this is a no-brainer offer? We are doing some math here. If you just take into account 200 rupees only per month for the 12 months of recording actions, it comes to INR 2,400. Live Zoom support sessions. If you just take a very low price of Indian rupees 500 per consultation into 48, it comes to 24,000 rupees, which is much more than the fees of this program. So that's why we call it a no-brainer, right? So with Kumbhak, you can put an end to years of pain and suffering because you must have tried a lot of therapies, a lot of treatments, but not too much relief. And now is the time you can escape the side effects of allopathic medicine because no medicines are used in this program, none at all. And now you can empower your body. You now have that method in your hands through which you can empower your body to make it strong, to make it more tolerant, and so that it can heal itself without any kind of a medicine. So we invite you to enroll and get benefited by this amazing therapy. If you've got questions, we are here to answer them so you get more clarity and confidence. Thank you for listening to patiently. Thank you and namaskar. I hand over the webinar back to Rashta.
Thank you so much, Anilji, for sharing the program details. So Swamiji has joined in. We'll take up the questions. Namaste, Swamiji. Good evening. So we'll take up the questions one by one. The chat is open. You can post your questions along with your name and number if you would personally like to get connected. So our team is going to get in touch with you after the webinar is over. You can also raise your hands in case you would like to ask your question. So you can do so that as well. Elizabeth Vaz, ma'am, program schedule will be shared shortly. Anybody from the participants? We've not got the questions on the chat. Swamiji, is it possible to reverse actually MND or ALS, motor neuron disease?
So when you say motor neuron disease, what does it mean? It is basically a degenerative difficulty. That means if your motor nerves has been degenerated, then there is an issue with the control of your body, right? So the real question is, can neurons be regenerated? So what is your question? Your question basically is, can motor neurons be regenerated? So I'll tell you to do a little bit of research and find out for yourselves. There are a few things you can type on Google. One, neuroplasticity. What does it mean? It means that neurons can be regenerated. The second thing that you have to type on Google is stem cells, which is there in the body, waiting for the right trigger to do the regenerative activity. The third thing, if it is genetic in nature, either motor neuron disease or any kind of neurodegeneration, if it is genetic in nature, can it also be corrected? So you need to type epigenetics, epigenetics, which says 99% of your genetics can be corrected or changed. Now, where is the connecting factor? What is the trigger that you give to your stem cells so that neuroregeneration as correction happens, right? So what is that trigger? So we have cases where they had chromosomal defect or genetic defect, and after doing 8 months of Kumbhak, the lab report says that genetic defect has become fine. Chromosomal defect has reversed and it has become fine. It also suggests that Kumbhak is a method through which even the genetic discrepancy can be corrected. But Kumbhak is also an epigenetic trigger. That means if you start doing Kumbhak, the stem cells will start activating in your body and will start doing regeneration. Now, it doesn't stop there. Why the degeneration happened? Metabolic discrepancy, metabolic disorder, metabolic weakness. Kumbhak improves metabolism. The first thing that you will be able to see is high energy level. Because when you talk about metabolism, it has some correlation with the mitochondria health of your cells. There is something called as mitochondria, which is powerhouse of the cell. And we have done the first scientific experiment in the world correlating Kumbhak with mitochondria health. And what we have found that it is only Kumbhak which improves mitochondria health drastically within 4 weeks of practice. The first scientific experiment in the world. And that's why All India Institute of Medical Sciences is there with us to do a larger research in this area. Indian Institute of Technology also has shown interest in doing research with us in other areas of human functioning. So can it be reversed? Yes, it can be reversed. The time will be different for different people. But if you start practicing it, you will see. Recently, I got a testimonial from somebody who is into media, and she was suffering from multiple sclerosis. And after 1.5 year or 2 year approximately, she now says she's out of multiple sclerosis because of Kumbhak. There are a lot of disease which cannot be controlled or reversed through allopathic medicine, can be reversed by your body. We have millions of years of evidence for that. And the next question.
Okay. Anybody from the participants? Elizabeth Vaz, ma'am, you can ask your question. Please unmute. My metabolism is pretty slow, Elizabeth ma'am, and any other questions from your end?
So,
Yeah,
metabolism,
hello. Yes,
yes,
my
yes.
metabolism is very slow, and I can notice as I'm getting older, and also the stiffness when I sleep and wake up. Throughout the night, I sleep well, but when I wake up, I have stiffness. When I take a nap in the afternoon, when I wake up, I have stiffness in my hand, my fingers.
So let's understand metabolism, and it has a correlation with stiffness also, right?
Yeah.
So when you say metabolism, what does it mean?
My gut is
It
not
means
clean. I go to the toilet like once in 2 days.
that is a different symptom arising out of weak metabolism. So it is not it is not the real reason. If gut is not clean, still your metabolism can be high. What is metabolism? The ability of your body to utilize food is metabolism, isn't it?
Yeah.
The ability of your body to utilize food, the efficiency of your body to utilize food. Now, the body utilizes food in basically two different factors. Please try to understand it. It's very common sense. It is also in science, you will study that the whole universe functions on two different factors. One is called as pressure, the other thing is called as temperature. Even if you are trying to cook a meal, these two things come handy, pressure and temperature. Now, if your body's pressure ecosystem and thermal ecosystem is not fine, the body will not be able to utilize food that you consume. It will not be able to utilize food properly. So, what you will have to do, temperature doesn't have its own existence, independent existence. Temperature happens because of pressure. If you increase the pressure, temperature will increase. If you decrease the pressure, temperature will decrease. And pressure is something that is in your hand. You can actually control your body's pressure. You cannot control body's temperature, but you can control body's pressure. How do we control or correct body's thermal or pressure ecosystem? By holding breath, you can create pressure. That is why for making any kind of an effort, you hold your breath. Because you hold your breath, there is a pressure which gets created, and because of that pressure, some kind of a dynamic activity happens. You want to lift weight, you'll have to hold your breath. You want to climb the staircases, you'll have to hold your breath in variable proportion. You have to bend your body, you have to hold your breath. You have to push somebody, you have to hold your breath. You have to pull somebody, you'll have to hold your breath. You have to jump, you'll have to hold your breath. So without holding your breath, you cannot do any function through this body. And every function happens in a pressure ecosystem or pressure gradient. So Kumbhak is a fundamental factor to control pressure of your body or the dynamic activity of your body. Now, by regulating the pressure, you will also be able to correct the thermal ecosystem or the temperature ecosystem of your body. So Kumbhak corrects the pressure ecosystem and thermal ecosystem. These two things together will do material management in your body. Material management, what does it mean? When you consume food, that is material. The food has to be utilized by this body. Better material management means better utilization of food, which we call as higher metabolism. So can you increase your metabolism through any medicine or food? No.
No.
Metabolism is a fundamental strength of your body. You can only increase the metabolic strength through Kumbhak. I'll give you a formula also. I'll give you a simple formula. It is not a solution, but to make you understand. Let's correlate metabolism with the ability of your body to hold breath. So the kind of the amount of inhalation, the time period of inhalation that you can do, suppose 10 seconds. If you can hold your breath by 4 to 5 times more than inhalation time, that means 40 to 50 seconds. If you are able to hold your breath, your metabolism is good. So if you don't have that capacity, what has to be done? You have to increase your capacity. Then only you will have a better metabolism, better utilization of food, and you'll see the metabolic disorder goes away. Now, there is another part, stiffness associated with weak metabolism. So what you can also see is the body's ability to generate that metabolic heat is weak. If your body warms up, your stiffness goes away. And the stiffness increases as the body cools down. Or with a lower temperature outside, the stiffness problem increases. But if you have within yourself a heat generating strength, which we call as metabolic heat, which you get by doing Kumbhak, you will see the stiffness problem will get solved. So it has an association with metabolic weakness. If you understand it, you take the right step and you'll see it's very easy to come out of this problem. But you won't find a medicine, be it chemical, natural, or any food which will correct your problem. It hasn't got corrected in the last many years. It will not get corrected in the next many years unless and until you improve the pressure and thermal ecosystem of your body. And that can only be done by practicing Kumbhak.
Thank you.
Okay, next question is from Eleonor Valerio. I'm 54. Every night my both hands are always numb, and 7 years I've been suffering in my backside, left side, lower back tingling and numbness, and now I feel there is a lump. Please advise.
So one thing, if your if your nerves have become weak, you are feeling numbness, nerves have become weak, and there is a degenerative process happening with your nerves. This is the first condition. So can you regenerate the nervous system? Yes, I said this program will help you to regenerate your nervous system. Now the second part of it. If your body is, there are certain forces in your body. Now, for example, uh, your body actually functions on the strength of your spine. This you need to understand. Every nerve actually comes out of spine, goes in the spine. So if you have hands and the nerve is coming till the tip of your finger, where is it originating from? It is originating from your spine. So spine is very, very important entity if you want to live healthy. Now, spine has gone weak for the whole humanity, let me tell you, because we are facing a lot of difficulties in the last 15 to 20 years associated with spine. So, cervical, lumbar issue, disc bulge, L2, L3, L4, L5, whatever you say. Most of the time, we are taking the support of some kind of a backrest, isn't it? Which also means our ancestors didn't use backrest to that extent. That means the spine has become weak. Unless until you strengthen your spine, your nerve functioning will not improve. Second part I have said, you'll have to strengthen your spine. If you make your spine strong, and Kumbhak is the most powerful method to improve the strength of your spine. So you have to improve the strength of your spine. Without strengthening your spine, no solution. Third part, let's talk about third part. When you take your vehicle, four-wheeler vehicle in a rough terrain, you do some kind of an off-roading. What happens? Your service provider says, do wheel balancing and alignment regularly. But you are using your body in a manner which your body was not supposed to be used. But you are not doing any kind of alignment. So your left side and right side has to be aligned. And because of that, there are three things which get aligned in your body, which is important. We have lost this science. It has to be revived. That is what we are doing. So your navel needs alignment. The middle of chest needs alignment. And the skeletal system, right and left, needs alignment. In Indian language, we call it Nabhi Kaudi Nale. But if your navel is not aligned, you will get into metabolic disorder for sure. So do we have a proof for that? Just look at the kind of metabolic disease humanity is getting into. Diabetes, metabolic disorder increasing in the world. Heart disease, metabolic disorder, number one cause of death in the world. Thyroid, metabolic disorder, It's just increasing at an epidemic proportion. Cancer, metabolic disorder, arthritis, neuro musculoskeletal problem. It has an association with metabolic disorder. Just name any disease, 80% of total disease are because of metabolic discrepancy. Now, among them, so if your navel is not aligned, you'll for sure get into metabolic disorder. If the middle of chest is not aligned, then heart and lung disorder, which has become #1 cause of death in the world. If your skeletal system is not aligned, then you'll get into all those disc bulge, lumbar issues, cervical issues, spinal issues, joint issues, knee problem. So these three alignments is very, very much needed. And that is what is there embedded in the program itself. There are basically three things that you are supposed to learn in this program. There is something called as Kumbhak therapy, which can be done just sitting. Marma Vinyasa, and Hatha Vinyasa. So there are body movements in one of the module. There is a body movement with breath hold, which is required. In the second module, there are certain points in the body which needs to be pressed along with breath hold. And there is third, a formula of breath hold, which you need to practice. So all have breath hold as the key element. So through this breath hold, we will also align your body, which is very much required. Only then you'll see any kind of a motor neuron disease or any kind of a neuro dysfunction, any kind of spinal issue, weakness, walking issues, knee issues, muscle becoming weak, nerve getting degenerated, bones are becoming brittle and porous, and osteoporosis is happening. If you correct your metabolism, align your body, correct your metabolism, align your body, you'll see you can get rid of it forever. No medicine can help you get rid of these problems. Let me tell you very clearly and categorically, you can't come out of these problems by taking a pill. Nobody has come out of these problems by taking pill in the last 100 years. So your body has to be empowered. That is what we are doing through Kumbhak Chikitsa, Kumbhak therapy.
Anybody from the participants who would like to ask their question can please do so. Since we have no questions in the chat.
Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope your life becomes healthy and happy. That's our wish. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So if you have any questions which you would like to ask, you can definitely write in the webinar group and we will get it answered shortly. Till then, stay well.